It took me 2 years to figure all this out, and I'm gonna give it to you guys in under 30 minutes. My name is Tice, and I went from being a broke kid working at a tire shop to now a full-time phone flipper. These are a whole bunch of lessons that I wish I knew when I was getting into phone flipping that literally would have saved me so much freaking time to end up going from the kid that was just flipping a couple phones a week to now the guy who's making 5 figures a month with this business. And I'm going to teach you these lessons in literally the next less than 30 minutes. So hopefully this video could help you guys smooth over and get a clear and narrow path on what you guys should be doing, especially when getting into phone flipping. And even if you are on the advanced side and you're an advanced phone flipper, there's definitely some things in here that I'm going to go over that you guys will be able to grab from this video that you guys are probably doing that is affecting your guys' journey and probably keeping you stuck. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So there are really three main skills within phone flipping that you need to master to make a shit ton of money with this business. And believe it or not, if you guys just focus on these three fundamentals and get really fucking good at them, that's really all you need to turn into a 5-figure a month phone flipper. So what are these three skills? I'm going to break down them one by one, and I'm going to add a couple more tips at the end that's going to help you guys out. But three skills that you need to do to focus on in order to do these numbers with this business. It's not any overseas buyers. It's not reaching out to 50 people a day on Facebook Marketplace. It's really just doing the fundamentals the right way. So what are these three skills that you need to get really freaking good at in order to become a 5-figure a month phone flipper? You need to master your sourcing strategy, you need to master your selling strategy, and you also need to master your negotiation process. All these three things are equally as important in order to make 5 figures a month with a phone flipping business. So now that we know the three fundamentals, let's get into each and every single one of them and break down how you guys can build these skills so that you can turn into a phone flipper doing $10,000 per month much faster than the majority of these other people. So let's start off with your sourcing strategy. That's one of the three skill sets that we need to master in order to make over $10,000 a month with phone flipping. And this is definitely the simplest skill to master, but a lot of people don't know the right way to market their phone flipping business in the right way. A lot of people don't even market their phone flipping business in the first place. So number one is your sourcing strategy, which means the only thing is you're not getting enough phones. If you were getting enough phones, then you'd be making over $10,000 a month, right? So what people normally do when it comes to the sourcing strategy is they're not using the right strategy. That's the whole problem in the first place, because a lot of people here on YouTube that teach phone flipping are going over the same exact strategy of just cold outreach, right? A lot of people do cold outreach all day, every single day, like 20 people a day or 30 people a day. And that's not going to get you to $10,000 a month just by outreach. That is slowly dying, because literally 99% of phone flippers, that's the way that they're getting their phones, is by cold outreach. So how do you expect to get 1% results if you're doing what 99% of the other phone flippers are doing? You're not, right? Because every single phone flipper is doing cold outreach and they're doing it the same exact way as you. So how do you expect to be different? How do you expect to make a different amount of money and get a different result if you're just doing the same thing? You're not. So if you actually go about this the right way and you use the right strategies to source your phones, you will absolutely crush it. And some of you guys also, like for your sourcing strategy, maybe some of you guys are doing cold outreach, and then there's also a few of you that are doing maybe some generic picture ads and then also some free ads on Facebook Marketplace. Again, I'm sorry to break it to you, but those things, if you're not doing them the right way, especially a Facebook ad, if you're not doing it the right way, it's not going to get you enough phones, right? So you're not going to be able to get to $10,000 a month. First of all, just by doing cold outreach, you're not going to be able to do that. I know a lot of people advertise that. A lot of people do these challenges that are like $1,000 to $10,000. I turned $1,000 into $10,000 my first month. And you see that all they're doing is cold outreach and selling the phones on Facebook Marketplace. It's very unrealistic. It gives you a very unrealistic expectation of how this business is going to go for you, because cold outreach is really not like that. Maybe you might get to a couple thousand a month if you really, really grind, but it's not going to get you to $10,000 a month. You need the right sourcing strategy in place. So what is the right sourcing strategy is a Facebook paid ad, Meta ads. So ads that are running on Facebook and also Instagram. Now these are real ads that are running on a Facebook business page and Instagram business page. These are not no free ads or boosted listings or anything. These are real actual ads that are built on a Facebook business page and an Instagram business page, right? So you build these on Ads Manager, Meta Business Suite, right? So if you run the ad the right way, because I see a lot of people are doing like generic Facebook picture ads, and normally that's how people start, and that's not going to get you to $10,000 a month either. That's not going to get you the results you want. So to do this the right way, you need an actual good working Facebook video ad that has proven to work ad copy along with it. So like your headline, and you need an ad that builds authority and builds trust. And if you do this the right way, you position yourself in the right way in front of the right people, that's how you're going to crush it, right? So if you run it the right way, you will get flooded with leads. And once you do that, almost everything else that comes after that is super, super simple. Like selling phones and everything is super simple. The hardest part of this business is really sourcing enough phones. And if you do that the right way, and you're running Facebook ads and you're targeting yourself, you're targeting the right people, because you are an authority and you have the leverage. If you market yourself and you are the authority and you actually are building trust in your ad, you will get a lot of motivated sellers that reach out to you every single day to sell a phone to you. That's just how this works. If you run the ad the right way with the right copy, you will get flooded with leads, flooded with motivated sellers that actually want to sell you a phone. And that's really just how it goes, because you have the leverage, so you decide what price to buy the phone for, and it really works super, super well. So go from cold outreach or generic picture ads to video ads. And by the way, if you guys want any help with the video ads or anything like that with Facebook ads, I'll pop a link in the description to book a call with me. And if we're a good fit to work together, I'll give you access to my whole entire training program that'll teach everything about my ads and kind of how to scale this business and everything. But anyway, so that's number one. That's the first skill that you need to master. The second skill that you need to master is your selling strategy. Now, this is just really how you sell your phones. So a lot of people are selling their phones on Facebook Marketplace, or they're selling them on OfferUp or eBay, or I don't know, just any local marketplaces. This is not what you want to do, because first of all, your phones are taking way too long to sell. And so that means that you're sitting on your cash and you're not getting paid fast enough for those phones to reinvest back into more phones, right? It's all about cash flow. This business is really all about cash flow. And if your selling strategy is broken and you're just selling your phones on Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp or eBay, you're not going to get to 5 figures a month of phone flipping. So the problem that you're having is your phones are taking too long to sell. And if you just were to have an access, like a connect to like a private buyer or a wholesale buyer, that's where you'd be able to get to $10,000 a month with phone flipping. So when your phones are taking too long to sell, you're sitting on your capital, and you want to have as quick as cash flow as possible so you could reinvest that money back into more phones. So for example, if I get 5 phones today, I could overnight ship them to my private buyer and get paid tomorrow, and I'm out buying more phones, right? So the meetups I scheduled today for tomorrow, I could actually buy those phones, right? So I don't miss any deals. I don't miss any good deals. Whereas you have to pick up 5 phones today. You have to list them all on Facebook Marketplace, and they won't be sold. All of them won't be sold until like next week or 2 weeks. So between that time, you're missing out on all these good deals. Whereas I'm just shipping them off right to my buyer, and I get paid right away, and I'm back reinvesting into more phones. So that's how the 5-figure-a-month phone flippers actually sell their phones, right? And also with these buyers, with these wholesale buyers, you know what you're getting paid beforehand, so you know what to buy the phones for. There's no confusion. You're not sitting on your cash. It's just a very good way to go about selling your phones. And also, you're not limited to buying certain phones. So when you do have a wholesale buyer, you are able to buy every single phone on the market. So you're able to buy unlocked phones and carrier locked phones and iCloud locked, passcode locked, blacklisted, phones that don't power on, phones that are cracked. You get the point, right? So with these private buyers and wholesale buyers, it opens up a lot of gateway. It opens up a lot more windows for you to actually make money, because you have so much of a variety of phones to buy. Whereas when you're just selling phones on Facebook Marketplace, you can only sell, like the phones that'll sell fast, and you'll get a good price for and a good profit for, they have to be unlocked, they have to be paid off, and they have to be a good condition phone, or else you won't sell it fast enough. Whereas a buyer, I could get a phone that's beat to shit, carrier locked, not paid off, like Face ID doesn't work, and I could still sell that phone the next day, and I could still make $100 profit on it, right? That's the benefit of a wholesale buyer, is no matter what phone I have, I can sell it right away. I know what I'm getting paid, and I have so much opportunity of all these phones to buy. So now, like for example, I'm just to wrap it up, this little quick example about selling phones. Like, if somebody comes to me, if another phone flipper comes to me and he's trying to sell me 10 iCloud locked phones, and I don't have a wholesale buyer, I can't buy those, right? I'm not able to buy those phones because I have no way to get rid of them. Whereas if I have a wholesale buyer, I'm able to buy those phones and actually make a profit on it. So that just shows you it's a window for you to make more money, because now you're able to buy these phones that you're not able to sell on public marketplaces, right? So yeah, that's another thing. Now, the last thing you need to get down, which is arguably, again, one of the most important things, is negotiation, right? So you could be marketing yourself the right way, but if you're not able to close these leads the right way, and you're not able to negotiate the right way and maximize your profit, then you're not going to make that much money with this business. So negotiation is a big, big thing. And the problem that a lot of people have is closing. So normally when somebody reaches out to you, or you're reaching out to somebody else, a lot of you guys just ask questions upon questions upon questions, right? Because that's what you guys are told to do when you buy these courses. Because I've bought every course out there, I know what it's like. I know what you've gotten taught, because I've gotten taught the same thing. And from these YouTube videos too, you guys are getting taught to ask all these questions. Like, all right, when somebody reaches out to you, ask them is their phone unlocked, right? All right, is their phone paid off? All right, what carrier is it? What's the gigabytes? Does the Face ID work? Send me a picture of the IMEI. Send me a picture of the condition. Like, you're asking for way too much. So don't ask all these questions about the phone. That just turns off the customer. And the whole point of really all of this is, when you're negotiating, you don't want to negotiate, right? So pretty much what I do when somebody reaches out to me, and this is why I'm able to make so much money with phone flipping, because I close most of my deals, right? So what I do when somebody reaches out to me, I don't ask them or overload them with a bunch of questions. I let them do everything, right? What I mean by that is, so instead of you reaching out to them, or let's say they reach out to you, and instead of me asking all these questions, I ask one question that answers everything, right? So I just say, how much do you want for the phone? That's all I do. When somebody reaches out to me, all I do is say, how much do you want for your phone, right? If they reach out to me, they say, I have an iPhone 14, how much do you want for it, right? So what that will get them to do is they will say, oh, I want $500 for my iPhone 14. From there, you assume and you try and justify the price. I don't ask any questions or nothing. I try and justify the price, right? So, all right, they want $500 for their iPhone 14. Okay, I'll write back something like, all right, I'm assuming it's brand new, sealed in the box, unlocked, and it's 512 gigabytes, right? And then they spit out everything about their phone without you asking any question. So they'll say, no, it's XYZ gigabytes, it's in XYZ condition, it's actually not paid off. And so that's just a little tip for you to kind of get really, really good deals with negotiating and not asking a bunch of questions or anything. You just assume and try and justify the price. And when somebody reaches out to you, you want to try and set up a meetup as quick as possible. Don't try and ask all these questions, have a bunch of conversation over Messenger. When somebody reaches out to you or you reach out to somebody else, you want to set up a meetup as quick as possible. Do the negotiation in the meetup. Do the deductions at the meetup. Do the negotiation at the meetup. Everything at the meetup. Just get to the meetup as quick as possible, right? So that's one of the biggest things. Those are the kind of the three biggest things when it comes to phone flipping. If you want any help with this, if you want help starting out or scaling your phone flipping business, I'll help you out. I'll put a link in the description again, and you can book in a call with me, and I'll help you get to whatever number it is. It could be 10K a month, it could be 12K a month, it could be just starting out and you want to get to 5K a month. If you want me to personally guide you to help you get there, book a call with me, I'll help you out. I'm going to give you access to my whole training material that I've helped plenty of people. That's helped plenty of people get to 10K a month, 17K a month. People get to 5K a month profit their first month starting this out. So whether you want to start this out or scale this, I'll help you one-on-one with everything in this video and get these 3 things dialed in, because as long as you have these 3 fundamentals dialed in, you can make a shit ton of money. You don't need anything other than that. You don't need overseas buyers. You don't need to send 50 messages a day. You don't need all that bullshit. So if you want help, click that link and I'll help you guys out.